Yeah, we just held in Bangkok our first informal drug policy dialogue for the Southeast Asia region. So there were people gathered from Myanmar, Burma, Laos, Yunnan, China, Thailand and Northeast India. There were several reasons for us to convene this first meeting. One is that we just concluded long, in-depth research on the developments in the drugs market in the region. We published substantial reports, withdrawal symptoms in the Golden Triangle, and we wanted to have an option to discuss the outcomes of our research also with government officials and NGOs and experts in the region. It's also a follow-up to similar efforts that TNI has been involved in Europe and Latin America, where we already for several years have this initiative of informal dialogues. In this case, for the Southeast Asia region, we decided to co-organize it with the German Technical Cooperation, GTZ, because they also have a particular history in Southeast Asia, especially in the field of alternative development for opium growing farmers. The idea of these dialogues is to have a really informal meeting. It is ruled under Chatham House rules, so everyone can be sure that they are not quoted outside of the meeting, and that gives a more open-minded and confidential setting for the meeting, where especially government officials can express themselves more freely, so they are not required to only express their government positions, but they can also tell about their personal views and the dilemmas they are facing in drug policy making in the region. The effort was, I thought, quite successful. The atmosphere was really open-minded, and I would say to a surprising extent. Also because we did discuss several delicate and difficult issues. We talked at length about, of course, the market developments in the region. Also compared the outcomes of our own research with the outcomes of the UNODC opium and ATS surveys. We talked a lot about the difficulties that former opium farmers are facing now in the north of Burma and in the north of Laos, where opium bans have been enforced without having alternative livelihoods really in place. And we also looked at issues of the quite repressive law enforcement environment for drug users, and the link between injecting drug use and the HIV/AIDS epidemic in the region, and policy responses and possibilities for harm reduction in the region. And as we do with all the dialogues, we made a link to the developments going on in Vienna at the moment, because there is a 10-year review of the UN policy guidelines in the drugs field for the whole world in process. And that is an urgent matter, because the review will conclude on the 11th and 12th of March with a high-level session. So we used the opportunity also to hear the views from Southeast Asia and what they hope the outcomes of this summit will be.